Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Comics Della Morte, episode 22. They are among us. So, as always, I am Ronnie Gunter, Crimson Owl Comics, and my co host, Jason Alexander, Frogbreaker Studios.
What's going
And
on, y'all?
and we are reviewing the second chapter in the series of Dinosaurs versus Marbots, 1997.
Yeah, what a fun. Okay, so 1975 was like, here's the artwork behind something as cool as a classified documents book. And it was the artwork that drove that first chapter. It was very dynamic. You couldn't really it was very fast paced. This section is all about the story, guys. And this is a story.
What's up,
What's up,
Squashy?
Squatchy? What's going on, Frank?
Hey,
How y'all
hey.
doing? Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
So, this was this is a show. This was
Mhm.
a show. It was so exciting. It was it had that interrogation feel. What a great book this was. It starts out with the same thing, like these classified documents, and it
Oh,
leads
yeah.
to this lady at a canyon that is taking pictures, very, very, very innocuous. Or very, I shouldn't say innocuous, but very, just like a very nondescript scene. And then
Mhm.
all hell breaks loose, man. And it's this is like a document of what she went through, but now she's being
Yeah.
interrogated. Very, very exciting stuff, man.
And and I just love the introduction that he does, you know, with the
He does
books.
very well with these. He does really,
Yeah.
really, really good with these.
Yeah. And just reading it's like, I don't understand how you kept a secret like this. I said after finishing what he handed me, or reading after what he handed me. This this is I can't even wrap my head around it. How would it not leak? How would it not get out? He snorted and shook his head as he stirred his coffee. It leaked all the time. You know, stuff like that.
So good.
Yeah.
It's mood establishment 101.
Hmm.
It makes you it's prose, but it makes you excited to read the comic. You're getting more it's like an appetizer. It's like getting those
Yeah.
potato skins,
Hmm.
and you
Exactly.
know you got the steak coming, and because
Hmm.
you already know, you already read 1975, so
Yeah.
you know the artwork is going to be good. You know the story is going to be exciting, but now
Hmm.
it's like it takes you all the way from way up here where Ruben has had to kill his partner George to save a baby. It takes
Yeah.
you all the way up there, and now it's like, okay, you know all this is still happening, but you know we're years down the road now. But
Hmm.
digest this world setting up on this page before we even get to the actual comic. It's
Yeah.
another just well done book, crafted,
Exactly. And
it's crafted. It's great.
and just going off of the pictures here, it's like you have like almost a legit, FBI file or whatever you want to call it. You have the words, of course, blacking out so you don't give too much away. Then you have photos that were taken, stuff that you would see like in a classified like UFO alien sightings.
I read
Very
all these
very
books,
detailed,
and
very
this is
detailed.
all true. This is true to the game.
Hmm.
Like this is it, and it's
Yeah,
that black and white style is just it's there. It's unique. It's something that you don't see a lot of.
yeah,
Very, very arty, but it's a comic book. This is a comic book. It's just it's remember when we did Blood Realm, and I
yeah.
was like, I love this story, and I know that
Hmm.
if this is your world, this could easily be one of your favorite books.
Yeah.
But it was like I loved it, but
Hmm.
it wasn't my genre. I can read that book and enjoy it because it was so good, but it wasn't my
Yeah.
genre.
Hmm.
This this is how you would introduce me to comic books at any age that I've been if I said I didn't like comic books. Like
Yeah, of course.
UFOs and conspiracy. So it's like it's one of those books that's really, really good and it hits a specific genre that if you enjoy it,
Hmm.
you this book is like every every best pizza or nacho platter that you've ever had. That's what this book is.
Right.
Like, and this chapter in particular is my favorite for
Mhm.
sure.
And I'm just gonna try to focus more. I love the fact is that not just the detail with the camera, but he actually focused on getting the reflection of the image that she's taking a picture on within
Yes,
the
and
lens.
and
Within the
this is a
lens.
and this is a camera. Like
Yeah.
this is
Hmm.
a real camera, and it's so awesome. Like
Yeah.
again, it's a nod to the
The time
effort that
era.
it takes
Yeah.
the effort that it takes to put something together that is true.
Yeah.
And it's not easy to do this and write and draw your own book, which is a whole nother dimension of appreciation. So
Yeah.
just another good book. Guys, today is
Gary's
Gary
birthday.
Hodges' birthday. And there are very few people who give you gifts on their birthday.
Right.
But the link to Marsbots, to Dinosaurs versus Marsbots,
The Etsy store.
the link to the Etsy store is in the description. If you
Hmm.
don't have it, go get it. I'm planning very, very seriously to go get it
Hmm.
because it's worth it. Like, if you're a fan of comic books and you're a fan of having like good books in your library, this is one of those books to have in your
Exactly.
library. It's as
And that'd be,
important as any book you could ever
yeah.
read. And I think that this is an encouragement to indie artists that they can do
Hmm.
something that is pro grade and they can build it from the ground up themselves and they can release it and it can be as good as anything else that exists as published by anybody or self-published. This is
Exactly.
a book. This is a
Hmm.
good book and it deserves to count with all the other good books.
Hmm. And what other way to like show gratitude towards him on his birthday for people out there who has not bought his book to buy it, you
Yeah,
know?
and then you get the book
Yeah,
and you can
exactly.
have it forever. Like
Hmm.
it's a gift for both of you.
Yeah,
It really, really is, guys.
yeah. And I'm just looking at the detail here. I just love, you know, drawing female hair is sometimes difficult,
It's
especially with
not
the
as
type of
easy as you would think
no,
it is. Yeah.
no. I mean, especially with the hairstyles. I mean,
Uh,
I got curly hair. I mean, I've got curly long hair too, but not as long as I had back in the day. But Jason saw that picture. But
yeah.
but the,
I have no pictures of myself with long
yeah.
flowing hair.
But the fact is that you could literally see the detail is that it's just a white background, and he just took some lines. But as an artist, even though he took lines and just made a squiggly here and squiggly there, you could tell that he made the placement right because he still studied on how hair is supposed to look. And that's
Yes.
the key thing is when you're doing anatomy, not just doing anatomy for a person's hand or how their body's supposed to turn this way or that way. Look at how hair moves with different action, and he pulled
Yes.
it off pretty well.
There's
Really.
work. There's evidence of work in every
Mhm.
page.
Yeah.
You know, it's such a good book. Like
Mhm.
there's levels. Like you know what I mean? Like you get excited about doing your own stuff and
Oh yeah.
but you realize like when you see other people who are really, really good at it, you see it's like, okay, like there are levels to this. Like this is like such a good book. Yeah. Squatchy, these books are so damn good. Really,
Exactly.
and this, like again, I gotta say, this particular chapter 97
Hmm.
is my
Yeah.
favorite of the two, and I love them both. But this book is so good, and the vibe is so different than the
Mhm.
first one. It's just like, look at that canyon. Like, you know
Yeah.
that you can find a spot on this
Hmm.
canyon and you can stand there and you will know exactly where this was. Like,
Exactly.
it matters. Like, there, you can do better. Like,
Hmm.
that's the thing. And it's something that I'll remind myself of when I look at books like this, is that, like, you can write something and you can enjoy it, but you can make it better with a little bit of research, and it takes a
Yeah.
little bit longer, but the end product is worth it. Like,
Exactly.
you give
Exactly.
you give more data to your artist, even if it's yourself, while it's fresh
Hmm.
in your mind, and then you go and you do it, but you give yourself such a good groundwork, the visuals will come out better. And it's
Hmm.
something that I'm trying to do more with Aaron, is give as much data as I can, because that's where the magic is when the artist can just go. And in this case, Gary did both, which is
Hmm.
bananas. But you can go when you know exactly what you're doing,
Yeah.
and it's obvious that he put the work in to know exactly what he wanted to accomplish.
And when we have him on next week, because we're gonna split this up in two parts, like we did with the first one, and it's stuff like this scenery. It probably takes place in Arizona or something like that. With the
Yeah,
it's
this
probably the
is
Grand
this.
Canyon,
Yeah, this
isn't it?
chapter is in Arizona.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's like one of those places like, okay, with that area, is that a real place? Because as a comic book artist, it's like, oh, wow, I'm standing in the exact same place where this woman was in the comic. It gives you that cool vibe sometimes when you think of places
Yeah.
that are like based off of reality. That's
Yep.
why people like, other comics that take place in New York or other places that people can relate to because it makes them special because I live there. So yeah, really cool
Right.
stuff.
It's writing is relatability. When
Hmm.
you can relate to somebody and you can say something to get you on common ground, they'll listen to you longer, or they'll read what you're writing longer, because now it's something that they can identify with, even if it's in a world that doesn't belong to them. There's
Yeah.
something happening that they resonate with, and it,
Hmm.
it makes them read longer. So if you recognize a place, it makes you read longer. Makes you look at the book a little bit longer.
I I love how he actually went in to make detail on the Camel cigarettes. I mean, you could have easily just made that like very simple to not show detail, but he's trying to sell the idea of the time period. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, I need to make this carton of cigarettes, make
Yep.
it look like it was from 1997, like he did with the Count Chocolate cereal box. He had to go and see what Count Chocolate looked like in 1975. So yeah, you have to do your research if you're making a comic based off a certain time period and not off of today's period.
If you picked up a Rolling Stone, a Spin magazine, an Ebony magazine, a Jet magazine, you picked up any magazine in 1997, and there
Yeah,
was an ad for Camel cigarettes, and it was always
exactly.
Joe. It was always Joe Camel doing this cool shit, and it,
Hmm.
like, I can see how strong advertising is, because I
Yeah.
remember as a kid being like, man, this Joe Camel business, like, whatever he's
Hmm.
into, like,
Yeah.
this guy goes on adventures. Like,
Hmm.
this is what I want to do. So
And it was
again, it's
beautiful
like
artwork
you're
too.
in the moment. Yeah, you're in the moment
Yeah.
because of the time that's spent on research and homework
Hmm.
and knowing
Yeah.
the time period. Like, 97 is our time period.
Hmm. For sure. And yet again, he just did an amazing job with the detail of the car.
Yep.
You know, just and and even doing
It
the research
almost
with the
looks like
cars.
OJ's Bronco. It's just not.
Right.
It's just not white.
Yeah. Really cool stuff. And then just at this point we're just looking at the photographer. She's just relaxing, taking a smoke break.
Yep.
And you have, oh, I wish I remember that car, but my brother had a car like that back in the 90s. Oh man.
That is a was it a Fiero? It's a Pontiac
I
Fiero.
think it was, yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Very
Yep.
slick on the outside but super small on the inside.
There was one that was like a broke down Pontiac Fiero, and it had one light up like that, and it was
Yeah.
just parked at somebody's house right by my grandmother's house. I remember
Hmm.
always driving by it as a kid, you know,
Yeah.
but just like the attention to detail in these books
Hmm.
and the the artwork is a flex. Like the style of black and white it
Yeah.
is it's solid.
Hmm.
It's such
For
a
sure.
solid book, guys. Like you can't help but love the art, but the story is that much better. Like
Hmm.
this is such a good story. Like this is a writer's story. Like this makes you want to write.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, this is how you would want to do it. Like just the realism of her flicking you know, trying to kill a mosquito or a bug off her leg
Yeah.
because she's out in the heat in the desert. Like it's just what would happen.
Hmm. For sure. And here I just love, like you were saying, the detail. It's like at this point, she's smoking her cigarette. It probably falls at her. Then she throws it away, and something is literally catching her eye.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, what the hell's going on?
Yep. And now
And
you know this is when it's about to pick up. Like this is when the story this is the
and
shift.
and this is what I love. He's just zooming on the lens of the camera, showing you within the lens what is happening, and you see that there's a bunch of aliens surrounding men, and just love the detail. And as an artist, if you're going to tell a story, you always want to, especially in comics, make it where it's nothing but a bunch of bobbling heads talking. You have to find ways to make stuff creative and think outside of the box. And he did
Yeah.
here by
What
having
makes
this, focus on the lens,
yep.
perfect example.
What makes you interested in a page with a camera lens on it?
Hmm.
Now you got something to look at, like 1,000%.
Yeah.
I started reading this chapter, and you and I typically like to cover good books,
Hmm.
and like we like to break up. We like to do it at least in two parts, so we can like
Yeah.
get everything we want to get.
Hmm.
And I remember I try to read like that, just so I'm not too far ahead of myself when we do these.
Yeah.
But sometimes, man, like this book,
I
I
read it more than
didn't
once.
I didn't even register that I had read it through. Like it was not
Hmm.
100%. I couldn't put this story down. Couldn't have put it down if I wanted to. Like such a good story. Like every page is worth it.
Yeah.
You know, just this is a comic book introduction for
Hmm.
adults. Like this is the kind of stuff that I like doing. Is
Yeah.
like this is like a comic book that's not made for a 12-year-old to pick it up and enjoy it, but
Hmm.
for you and I who can find something on TV and binge watch, this
Exactly.
is this felt very fluid. Like there was motion in this comic. Like
Hmm.
easily could watch this as an episode of any of your favorite sci-fi suspense action adventure shows on TV. This story
Exactly.
is as good
I
as
love
any
it.
of them.
I love it because it has like the X-File vibes, and for
Yep.
anyone out there who are fans, Twin Peaks. You
Yep.
know, yeah, Twin Peaks.
I felt like I felt like the first story was what Men in Black in Twin Peaks universe
Yeah,
would look like.
especially in the beginning when they're
Yeah.
just talking with each other. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like this still is you don't have the Men in Black in this one
Mhm.
right now.
Yeah.
But this establishes that this world is just like this section of the universe
Hmm.
always has something going on in it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you know, so it's like here we go again. Like you don't need
Hmm.
the Men in Black to know now this lady is like taking pictures of aliens. So you know that leads to this. Like for every movie you've ever seen and every book you've ever read, if you take
Yeah.
pictures of something shady, you're gonna go to jail for it. You're at least gonna get
Yeah.
questioned for it. And it's like,
And
here's the main course.
I love the transition of the story here because it first start off about her talking to someone and then showing what had happened, and then she's locked up with the black eye and everything. Very awesome. It has almost like that movie scripting, to it where I could literally see this made into a movie and shot the exact same way he drew it out.
100%.
You know.
100%. If you ever look back like on a lot of the stuff that Alfred Hitchcock did, like the
Hmm.
storyboards, the storyboard artist that he used for Psycho,
Hmm.
like it felt just like the movie, even in these quick hit sketches. And
Yeah.
you feel the same way when you look at a lot
Hmm.
of this book. Is this is like where you would want the camera on the
Hmm.
scene,
Yeah.
on every single beat, and in particularly in the jail cell scenes or
Hmm.
in the interrogation room scenes,
Yeah.
it's spot on. Like it's Law and Order, it's NYPD Blue, it's all of those shows. It's down to the button. It's solid. Yeah, exactly. Yes, you if you like your 9-year olds to have mustaches and
Right.
goatees, you give them Dinosaurs
Exactly.
versus Marsbots.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I love this panels right here for the fact is that he has the jingle of like the handcuffs, and you see like in this one right here, I don't know if people could see me hovering over it, you see like the irritation and the fear in her eyes, and with the jingles of the chains it gives you more of like that whole,
Anxiety. You get
exactly,
anxiety.
that
The
anxiety
foot
feel
tap,
like.
the
Hmm.
jingle of the
Yeah.
handcuffs, like you were saying, it's anxiety, like
Yeah.
trapped on a page.
Hmm.
Just
Exactly, he did it really well.
it's a punch right in the nose
Hmm.
in the best way possible.
Yeah.
Like this is a book. This is a book, y'all. Like for real. This is a book.
And now we know, from the beginning, her name is Jennifer, and she's just basically talking to, I guess, the psychiatrist, or no, her
Yeah, she
lawyer,
was like the attorney. Yeah, she
yeah,
was the
her
attorney.
eternity, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just having this different conversation going on. Like again, from the first book, I like to see more conversations. Of course, you have other books out there like the big two who focus more on action and not a lot of dialogue. But I like having dialogue once in a while because it shows the conversation between two people. And perfect example of someone who has said you could take two people sitting in a room having coffee and make it action packed would be Todd McFarlane.
Yep.
You know, he you got to find ways on how to make each panel exciting so you're not wasting that panel for something you could have done use something else with. And with here, he's just finding ways to use it with the artwork by like having her point and her leaning up closer, just and showing different angles of the room. Really well job. Good job. Yeah. Appreciate
I'm
it.
glad you said something about the art because I
Hmm.
want to say something about the writing. If you have something to say and you know that it's going to serve your book to
Hmm.
say all of it. This lawyer comes in this room and clearly and obviously she is so defensive and she does not want to talk to this lawyer. And this lawyer is earnestly trying to say, I need you to tell me the truth so that I can help you the best way I can.
Yeah.
And it's it feels it feels very real.
Yeah. Hmm.
For what you would expect for a lawyer to do in a situation like this.
Yeah.
But this is okay, and I'm not saying this to really sound silly, but I'm being honest. If I didn't, I would believe that I had wrote this if I didn't know, because it's like this is what I would want to do. Like I'm not saying I would do this, but
Hmm.
this is what I would want to do. It's such a strong page of discussion. Like dialogue is dialogue. Dialogue is writing
Yeah.
in a comic book. But
Hmm.
this is a conversation between two people, and
Yeah.
you have a bird's eye view on it, so
Hmm.
to speak. So
And if you just
this
read
is
the
a
page,
strong page.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's a
If you
strong
just,
page for
yeah.
writing.
yeah, if like Jason's saying, if you just read the conversation, it's it's not a conversation wasted. It's
No.
something that you would actually, like he says, see in a interrogation room. She's trying to use keywords like, how did you get this? Were you raped? Trying to ask questions. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you want to cut dry. Okay, tell me what happened. The lawyer is trying to get stuff out of her that maybe she doesn't remember, because maybe she was attacked and knocked unconscious, and the lawyer's just trying to help her recall everything from her memory, because
Yep.
at this point Jennifer is shocked and terrified, and the lawyer's there to calm her down, because the woman is, after all, cuffed up to the table, and she needs to have some type of relaxation, so this lawyer could build a friendship with her, and that's what she's doing through the dialogue. So yeah.
I have. I'm not gonna say it
No, go
because
ahead.
no, I shouldn't say it. I'm not going to say it. Nope. Nope. I'm good. This is a
Okay.
really, really, really good page.
Yeah.
No, I know that most of us here have probably read the book, but if
Hmm.
somebody is watching this to decide if they want to buy it, I'm not going to continue. I just don't want to yammer on too much about
Oh yeah, gotcha.
the book in its entirety. So
Hmm.
I'm just trying to like monitor my words because I like to talk about things that I enjoy, and I really enjoy this book. I really, really do.
Yeah.
So, um, as it goes on, the lawyer is her job is to take Jennifer's, is it Jennifer? Yeah.
Yeah, Jennifer.
Yeah, is to take Jennifer's guards down as much as she can so she can have as much of the truth so that she can help her. Jennifer is on guard from the beginning. And you see her start to say a few things that make her linger in the conversation longer. But when
Hmm.
she realizes that Jennifer is gonna get a cigarette, when Jennifer realizes it in the page, you can see you can see that like okay, like she's reached the lawyer has now reached level 2.
Hmm.
The lawyer has reached level 2 of trust, and so now it's like now she might start to get some information, and now it starts to go back into what happened out there that day that she got arrested.
Yeah, for sure,
It's
man.
just
Just
such a fantastic story. It really, really is.
mhm. And just at this point, she's smoking a cigarette, just recalling, and then go a couple pages in. I mean, we could talk a lot about just the
Yeah, but
more the dialogue.
you wanna read these pages. Like
Yeah,
this
for
is
sure.
this is work, and this is what like in the beginning when I was like first learning about
Hmm.
comics, they tell you to be careful about how many words you put on a page, and
Yeah.
it's very, very tricky to you start to second guess yourself when you write sometimes, and
Hmm.
when you write for a comic, and so once when you say nope, I have something to say, and somebody does it, like it boosts your confidence to say if you have something to say, you should say it. Like it's like don't monitor yourself if you feel like it's making your book the way you want it to be.
Yep.
Let it go. Like let it
Hmm.
go.
Yeah. So with this last page, the lawyer's like, okay, start from the beginning with the whole old school record tape. Oh man, I remember those. Just
Yep.
saying, you know, and
Push the record and the play button and the pause
and
at the
now
same time.
we get the flashback, and I love this. This is why I picked this for the thumbnail, because you literally have like a big splash page of the aliens. You got two of them in this giant robotic thing. I guess one is controlling each arm. Then you have the one in the whole mass with the poisonous gas. Like very awesome designs.
Yep.
I love it. And then just having the two side panels of her like remembering it, and then she's like clutching up because she remembers what happens next after she's seen this. Like there's some shit that's gonna go down.
Yeah, it's very hard to do the
And there it
same
goes.
aliens different.
Yeah. Hmm.
And look at that. And it's like with the big robots, like Gary found a way to like do something that was fresh
Oh
and that
yeah,
fit the
for sure.
time with the design of like the big mech that the aliens use.
Hmm.
So no, it's just such a good book. Like
Yeah.
I can't say it enough, guys. I can't say it enough. It's really, really good.
Yeah, and I just love the oh, just love the blood splatter on the guy because as an artist too, especially if you're going to be making a horror comic or anything that has like violence, you need to study on how blood splatters are going to have an effect. You just can't have like one giant like blob. You need to realize, okay, blood once it's like from a bomb or getting cut, every way the body takes impact, the blood's going to spill in a different way. And I'm
Right.
really glad he captured that motion through his artwork.
And also, you can't be afraid of it. If you're
No.
going to go all in on a scene like that, you have to commit to it. And
Yeah.
it has to be jarring and it
Hmm.
has to be shocking and it has to click those marks, but it can't just be overkill for no reason.
Yeah.
Gary is like right on the line and he did
Hmm.
it like this is a strong panel because now you understand why she's, on top of seeing the aliens, like this is also why she's so frazzled on
Hmm.
top of being arrested. Like this is enough to make you like that.
Yeah, for sure. And then just loving the whole, like I said, with the other scenes, I just love this panel going down because it's literally a climax scene where you would see in a horror movie the guy gets killed, then the girl from the distance screams, you see another shot of the aliens and another shot and then another kill.
Right.
I if I was going to film a movie, it would probably film like that,
Yep.
and just, oh man, just love it. Good job,
Yep.
Gary. I can't say that enough.
Yeah, it's like
Good job.
I don't it's a drag because I don't want to sound like I'm just praising the book because
Mhm,
Gary let us review it because I'm really not. It's just a book that is right in my wheelhouse. Like it's
mhm,
all the things that I enjoy. And so I really, really love this book. Like it really I think it's fantastic. Like
mhm.
I really, really do. I really enjoy reading this kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like not not saying that the other books that we reviewed haven't been great as well, but it's like one of those things. It's like when you get someone like Gary and Tagao, people that you could like look at their writing and like, okay, these people, they love horror, they love sci-fi and mystery, where they're like, okay, this is what I grew up on, this is what I love, and I'm gonna put my heart and soul into it.
You know, you look at you look at this book and you look at what was the other book we Scott Circlin's book.
Hmm.
They had they had three very specific periods
Hmm.
and they hit it exactly right.
Yeah.
This book, like I was young for Goonies. Like I didn't watch Goonies until I was much older.
Gotcha.
So I loved that book
Hmm.
and I appreciated it because I remembered a lot of those scenes. Like I
Hmm.
saw Back to the Future and a lot of the mall that he shot the outside of in Young and the Dead. Like, but this book, 90s was when I was like trying to find out what I was at a certain point. Yes, everybody should want to be like a writer like Gary when they grow up.
Yeah.
And it was like this is also one of the first American current books that we've done that had that jarring feel that Uzumaki did. And I'm not saying that they're the same because there is two totally different vibes,
Yeah.
but the feeling that Gary was trying to the feeling that Gary was trying to create and harness
Hmm.
he did it. He rode the line the most optical way, the most optimal way. I'm at work still in my brain. The most optimal way he could. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like this is the best version of this book that could exist.
Hmm.
You know, so and for me, for it being in my wheelhouse and being a section of entertainment that I enjoy,
Yeah.
it's ultra fantastic to me. Like it really, really is. You know, and I acknowledge that I'm into UFOs, so maybe I'm a little bit more biased to it. But
Yeah.
this is a fantastic book. Like this is the best kind of book for its genre, for sure.
And here you have her saying run. And this panel right here, I really like because when you're drawing panels, you kind of want to have panels be almost guiding your eyes in a way. So literally, you see from this point that here would probably be where the page would start. Going down in this line, then you see that figure, and then you see that figure, almost like in a Z type of
Yep.
shape. And that's the
Yep.
thing is that if you could really like capture the reader's eyes by starting from one point and going down without having like only a few words or no words at all, you just did great storytelling
Yeah.
with your artwork.
I don't know why. Like my brain is kind of
Hmm.
silly. I'm a kind of a weirdo sometimes. But for some reason, like this entire page, like if you scroll up just a little bit,
Yeah.
this kind of page for some reason in my brain, I always call it a Sudoku page because
Mhm.
in my brain it can read in any direction, but it makes sense no matter how you read it. Like you can look at the two panels of Jessica and the panel below it, and it says the same thing that it does reading it left to right. It says
Yeah.
the exact same thing that it does reading it left to
Hmm.
right.
For sure.
Very visually pleasing. Like it's just a fun book to look at. It really,
Hmm.
really is.
And now we got some action going on. Like you got this awesome sound effect, you got the explosion clouds. You know, at first we're like, okay, the aliens did attack, but how did Jennifer get out? And now we know how. The cavalry has come in. And yeah, just awesome, awesome stuff. He went in trying to like make simple design, but showing the detail of the helicopters and just, I can't, man,
It's all
just really
there.
good stuff.
It's all there. All the things
Exactly.
you like, all the things you like are here.
Hmm.
Like I know that's kind of what like what Pennywise would say, but I'm not trying to trick y'all. I ain't got no red balloons. This is like if you like comic books, this book has everything you want. Like this, all the things that you like about comic books are in this book, and you
Right.
won't get your arm bit off.
Exactly. But I love how he literally drew these panels right here with the
Yep,
whole sound effects and like
yep.
showing, okay, he just blew the ship, there's smoke, but because the other
That's
planes are going by so fast, it
it. Look
literally
how.
broke,
Yep,
yeah, it literally broke the smoke apart. And that was a really cool action scene to show that.
yep. And in a small panel, like it's
Hmm.
again that I'm always amazed. Not to change the subject, but I'm always amazed at what Aaron does with our stories and in the small mini comic pages. But like, look at the size of these panels and look how much information is on them. They didn't
Yeah.
need to be any bigger to get across what Gary wanted to do, and it takes quite the artist to be able to pull something like that off. And
Yeah.
well done. Yeah.
Mhm. And now we just have more views of the aliens. And man, I'm not gonna lie, I would love to have like that robot as like an action figure on my nightstand or
A
something like that. That
playset. Yeah.
yeah, playset, but have it be like,
Dinosaurs versus Marsbots
but
playset.
have like the robotic suit be like a hard cast metal, stuff that you would
Yeah.
see back like in the actual 1960s sci-fi or
Yep.
70s sci-fi, awesome stuff.
Yeah. It's solid, guys. Like everything about this
Mhm.
book is like it's a big boy story. Like this is like the big boys. Like this is like the people that look at your stuff and try to turn it into shows and movies. Like this is
Yeah.
a very very well done book.
I love this. I love this shot. Like literally here, you see like the alien's brain being blown out, but all he did to show again for a bullet flying by is just a simple line. You don't need to have so much detail to show a bullet just shot by these people. You know,
Sometimes less is more. Yep.
exactly. Like it's one of those things is that sometimes it's not about, you know, how you tell us the beginning, it's about the ending. Like if you're showing the impact of that bullet with the alien's brain splattering, that's like the big climax that you want to hit. So yeah, cool stuff. And I love this panel because you literally see like almost like, I guess it's like a gravity and a gravity shield around the giant robot, or they're doing some type. Yeah, it's a gravity shield. Yeah, really cool effect there. I like how he
It
did
is
that.
solid stuff.
Yeah.
Just straight up awesome. Like every page is as good as the last
Hmm.
page.
And now we just get into like the soldier shooting and everything. Really
Now
great
you see
detail.
they've learned to wear their
Mhm.
mask now too
Yeah. Hmm.
after the last gunfight with aliens. Like
Yeah.
masks are probably standard issue that you just wear when you fight them now.
Exactly. Man, so much detail. And literally, you see like the soldiers shooting the aliens at this point, and they're bringing in something. It's like, okay, they're bringing in some type of weapon that they could like, okay, now we have to bring in the big guns, and the aliens are like, what the hell is that?
Right.
And you just see this crate falling and falling, and it falls on the giant robot and kills the two people inside.
Yeah.
And yeah, just awesome shit.
It
And
is. Can you go back up to that to the top of this page? These shots with the guys in the gas mask,
mhm,
you can you can see a head in these masks. It's not just
yeah,
a drone. Like I know what I mean. Like you can
mhm,
see that there's somebody's head with eyes and nose and mouth on the other side of that mask.
yeah,
That
for
is
sure.
like that's what you want. Like this
Mhm,
feels real. And that again, like if it feels real, it's gonna make you enjoy the book more. And this book is very enjoyable.
yeah, for sure.
So the weapon is in. The weapon has holes in it.
And
The
they're trying
aliens
to,
are curious, but they're a
yeah,
little bit nervous.
yep, they're scared as shit. Like, what is going on? And now you got one of the guys heading over there, and it's like, okay, this crate has holes in it. It's like, why is the crate got holes? And the guy's sticking his hand in there, and then all of a sudden, he
Bit
got
his
bit.
finger off. It's
And you
gone.
see nothing but bone.
His finger's gone.
And then looking in the crate, all you see is like these terrifying eyes. And that's all you need to show is just the eyes. And I love how Gary really focuses on that whole saying, like, your soul, your eyes are the window to your soul. And here he just really wanted to show, the terror of the terror of this person's eyes, the creepiness of this eyes. Just I
Right.
love a good
It's
eye
so
shot.
cool because you got the real eyes in the page are behind this cage and they're so nervous. I mean, they're so anxious to get out. And then the soldier who is like fearless, soulless, able to kill aliens and not bat an eye is like fixed on seeing exactly.
Yeah.
You know, it's like seeing this guy like he's just fought aliens with
Is that
giant
you?
robots. But now
Yeah.
it's like now this soldier is like frightened at what
Hmm.
is what's here to help him.
Yeah. And now we literally see something peeking its head out the door or out the thing, and it's like, what the hell is it? And the girls at this point, it's like, I don't know what it is. And you have all these aliens looking back, and you got one of the aliens pretty much here on the right. It's like, oh shit. And they're just trying to get out of the way. And then all of a sudden, an alien
We
was attacked by a
a
dinosaur.
dinosaur.
And I'm going to end it right here
That's all y'all get.
because
Go get the book.
this
Let's talk about
will
it next week.
we'll talk about it next week and we'll have Gary on, but I wanted to end it here with where we actually have the dinosaurs versus the Marbots. But before I end it, it is really great how he actually captured this alien. Like you see here with the alien's head, like one of it's literally getting the flesh bitten off his eye, and you actually see the socket of his eye loosening up from the eyeball.
Mm.
Really great gore. And you see like the alien intestines, awesome stuff. And then
Greasy, grimy alien
and
guts.
then you see like this feather, like I guess Velociraptor. I mean, Gary would probably tell us more next week what type of dinosaur it is. But man, just really good job on like the detail of like the scales and the fur.
Yep.
You know,
I wouldn't want to be around for that fight.
no,
That's for sure. A lot of
awesome stuff.
futuristic weapons and a lot of teeth.
Mhm.
I'll pass.
So
A1. Um, y'all, we have got to do a whole other half of this book, but let me end all curiosities and suspense. This is a 10 out of 10.
yeah,
This chapter is a whole
hmm
10 out of 10.
for sure.
1975 is a 10 out of 10. You can get both books on the
Hmm.
Etsy for $18. That's $9 a
Yeah.
book. It really does not make sense if you like good stories that you don't own this book. Like
Hmm.
I have to stand behind anything that's created as well as what I would hope that I would create. And this is a certified double thumbs up, great book.
Yeah. I would definitely say the same thing, no doubt about that. I
Yep.
mean, if you truly love sci-fi, you need to get this.
Yep.
Even because we haven't finished the story and we'll bring it on next week to end it. And just can't say enough. Go out, buy
Yeah.
it,
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell y'all
show
how it
appreciation.
ends.
You know, even if you can't buy the book, Gary's Instagram and everything is below. Wish him a happy birthday.
And he's a really cool dude too.
He is.
Like
He is.
he in general, he's a good dude. Like I've been able to pick his brain a little bit and it's helped me to be able to like write a little bit
Hmm.
different than I was
That's
doing.
awesome.
And so like he's a solid dude. He's obviously a craftsman at,
Hmm.
at, at telling cool stories and doing dope ass art. So like check him out. Like tell him thank you. Go check out and see what he does. If you can't get it now, get it later. Like it's viable. It's a really really good book. Like Gary, it's awesome. Like it's really really good. It's what how you would want a book to exist if you made it.
Hmm.
Really is.
And I'm gonna make you solo. Do you want to talk about anything or promote anything before we leave?
Uh volume 4 of the mini comics bundles is out. Y'all can go to minicomicsbundles.com, pick it up. Minicomic bundles.com. I don't know if it sounds like I said an S at the end of that, but I
It's all
didn't.
right. They
It's
could see it right here in the name of your description.
that's right. Minicomic bundles.com.
And I got the link
This
to it in the description as well.
is
So
this is another fun black and white awesome series, guys.
mhm.
Aaron Guzman's art is out of this world. The stories are really really good. I'm just gonna say it. I wrote them, but they're good. So you tell me if they're good. I think they are. So minicomicbundles.com. Always check me out on Instagram, Fallbreaker Studios. I'm always up to something. I'm trying to get up to some more stuff, but we'll talk about that later. All right, what you got, Ronnie?
And me, Ronnie Gunter, Crimson Isle Comics. You could always find me here on my YouTube channel with my co-host on Thursday nights, or you can find me on Instagram or Facebook. And next month, look out for that on my Ko-fi account, because I'm going to be having a incubus for the month of February for Valentine's Day.
And
And
Baby New Year's live.
yeah, and Baby
It's
New Year's
awesome.
live. Baby New Year's creepy as hell.
Yep.
So yeah. And yeah, if anyone hadn't followed our Instagram, you've seen that we have a new logo. I hope you guys like that. I took the time to design that. And pretty soon I'm going to be buying copies where anyone, if they want it, they could buy it off of my Ko-fi account to get 11 by 17 poster, mail it to them
Awesome.
with our logo.
Yep.
So yeah, and just keep a lookout, because my book is going to be starting production even more, where I'm going to be sending out some test pages.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
I definitely want to in on them test pages.
Yeah. All right, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys. Y'all be
Peace.
good. Have fun. Go get Gary's book.
Yep.
All right. Take care.
Take care. Bye.